Hi, I'm Maddie Lambert. I'm one of Miss Doll's AP Language students, and in this video I'm going to tell you about how AP Language helped me, as well as the course material, the course load, and what we did in our class. The course load was pretty to be expected going into this. Because it was AP, I knew there was going to be a lot of extra work that I wasn't used to when compared to regular high school classes. During the week, there was pretty good load of work. We consisted of a quiz, sometimes two, a writing assignment, and a discussion. And that type of course work for the week was pretty typical throughout the semester. I would say time management, prioritizing, where you're going to be your best friends when you take this course, because at least for me, planning everything out I would have during the week was a visual for me to see what I needed to get done, and also let me know how much time. After taking a couple weeks into the course, I knew how long it would take me to do a discussion, how long it would take me to do roughly a quiz or two at the same time, as well as to write something depending on what I was needing to write and what's being asked. So I would say have a planner, prioritize. AP Language I would say should be at the top of what needs to be done, but it should be over your electives, of course, probably, because it's electives and this is AP, you're going to get a college credit to take the AP class. But so yeah, a planner, prioritizing, and time management. It's because there is a lot during the week. It's easy to let stuff slide because it's also really easy to fall behind. So having time management knows I'm not going to spend more than 2 hours on this essay. If it goes to 3 hours, usually your work gets a little sloppy, and it's because you're tired and you just want to get it done. So time management also not only helps you prioritize and keeps everything neat throughout the week and through the day, but also make sure your work is up to par and you're happy with it. As for course material, we didn't really go into much broad spectrums. We usually stuck to rhetorical devices, to see how different rhetorical devices affect different pieces of writing and how each one plays within a certain piece. We talked about stuff like irony, sarcasm, analogies, the tone, pathos, ethos, logos, antithesis, onomatopoeia, and stuff like that, to see how those rhetorical devices help affect the reader, help the writing, and help the flow of everything. And so there's nothing like chemistry, where you have this unit about nuclear fusion and organic chemistry, and geometry, where you have when you find the area of one thing, and then graphs. It was usually just pretty consistent throughout. There wasn't something that jumped from one spectrum topic to another. It was pretty consistent. The topics weren't that hard. We talked about how different advertising plays to emotion with the consumer or the people. We talked about how the history of writing has changed overall, how when you write something in for an academic writing is different than how you're going to write something when you write a letter to your grandmother. It talked about that. So because it's AP Language, we talked more of the written part, whereas in AP Literature, you'll mostly do the reading of it, I'm assuming. I'm sorry, I didn't really take AP Literature. But from course material, it's nothing too far-fetched where you're going to be, oh my gosh, I'm so confused. It's more of taking simple tactics of how to write and putting them into more formal essays to help improve your writing. As for Class Connects, our class connects weren't that long when it comes to course material. Miss Doll would talk about different assignments and what they were wanting, where we could find certain materials, what she's expecting of us, and then she would usually go into more in depth of explaining what certain rhetorical devices meant. If you didn't know what irony meant, she would go into more in depth and give you some examples about that. And then the rest of the time she would help us practice our grammar and reading comprehension. For example, for reading comprehension, she would have us read a passage individually or on the board, and then she would put us into breakout rooms until usually a couple groups, 2 or 3, sometimes 4, depending on the class size. And so she would have us read through the passage and then give us like 15-25 minutes to go through a few multiple choice questions and then bring us back to see how much like we comprehended and see if it was right to what it would be like at an AP test. And so that definitely helped me because my reading comprehension has improved a lot since taking this class because of how much we practiced, as well as my writing capability. I understand what's involved in a more formal, academic, mature essay or just writing in general, because we did stuff called time writes where for the AP test we get 45 minutes or an hour and 15 minutes to read a passage or a couple of them, and then we'd have a certain amount of time to write an essay for it, like talking about it, of what's being asked in the prompt. So we did that towards the second semester, I would say once a week for a good few months or a couple of months, because it is so important in the AP test. But for the first semester, we did it probably once every couple of weeks, sometimes once every week, depending on like when it was. During the first couple of months, we didn't really focus on that too much. She wanted us to make sure we understand what the course is asking, how to do it, where to navigate through things. And we usually work on quizzes and discussions and written assignments on our own in the course. And so once we started doing the time writes, at first it was a little hard because 45 minutes to write an essay and to read like a short paragraph or two is like a lot of pressure, at least for me, because I wanted to make it perfect. But with how Miss Dahl grades it, like on the AP test, it's written as like a rough draft. So like she understands that if there was too many commas or this word is misspelled, that you'll change it if you got the second chance to. So it's written like that, so that took a little pressure off. Definitely practice makes perfect for this, definitely for me. So like the more I did it, the more confidence I got, and the feedback Miss Dahl gave me after grading it really helped because I knew what to focus on, what to avoid, and what to keep playing up. Like she said, don't do the typical 5 paragraphs essay where it's the introduction, the ending, and the body. And so she had me go through a little more, have it like spread out and everything. So then it made more helped me my thought process, and so that helped me with my grade as well as helped me learn, like, how do I want to say this, not be so formulaic, like have everything in this, just go with the flow, make sure all my thoughts are like concluded but not like too much as like it's all, I don't need to feel compact within 5 paragraphs. How AP language has helped me, it's helped my confidence a lot as a writer. I like writing in general. I did the honors courses for the other English classes. I took creative writing with Mr. Neal, but I wanted to improve my writing academically. That was like the main reason why I took this class, not more because of a college credit, but I just wanted to improve my writing and like my confidence in my academic writing. So that definitely helped. My reading comprehension, like I said before, that's helped me a lot in like my capability of understanding of what it's being asked. So there's nothing really else because that's helped me, because that's like the 2 main things that helps me worked on. But starting looking at myself from like the beginning in September to where I am now after the AP test, I'm like a different person when it comes to my writing. I find it's more mature, more laid out, more thoughtful. And before I write, I think of more of like an outline of what I want rather than just jot out my words and like fix it later. Even though it's like it takes a lot less time and it's not like perfect at the end, whereas before I want to be perfect all at once. It's easier to get my thoughts out, and it's a lot less stressful, and probably takes a lot less time. So if you're looking to take this course because in a college credit, go for it. It's like college credit, why not? But also do it because you want to go on challenge. Because it was definitely, I did it for also a challenge. It was for me. Don't let the course material or like the worry that you're going to fail scare you. This AP courses are also on a 5-point scale at ORVA. That means instead of having a 4.0 where a 4 is an A, a B is an A for AP. So that means on a 4-point scale, if you get a B in this class, you get an A technically on it. So that's definitely helps. So if you get an A in the class, it's like extra credit in a way for your GPA. But don't let failing or worrying you're not good enough stop you from taking this class. It would help you a lot. Miss Dahl is a great teacher. She's going to help you a lot. Evolve your writing skills and give you great feedback. And also do it for yourself because it helps your confidence and it's going to help you later on down at like job interviews or actually in college and in your career when you need to write stuff, because we're going to need to write stuff eventually. So this will help you understand and comprehend stuff differently than when you're not taking it, so you have more of appreciation for it. I almost forgot. Tips for AP language. Plan ahead, like to see in the next couple of weeks to see how much you'll need to get done through those weeks so you can time manage the rest of the stuff. What else? Plan like during the week as well to figure out how long. This is also time management, but like also plan how long this will take to say, how long it will take to do this quiz, how long it will take to read this lesson, because that will help you overall to help to fully make sure your time is being spent wisely, as well as making sure you have enough time for the rest of the classes. You don't want to be spending like 5 hours on AP language and like an hour on math if you're struggling with math. Like that's not going to work. So time management, make sure you get everything done effectively. Take notes. Definitely take notes. Like in any class, you're going to need to review them. So for AP language, take a note of all the definitions you see in the course, you see in online, and we go in like Class Connects with Miss Dahl, because that will definitely help you for your writing. So like look through the notes, and then when you take the AP test or you're writing something in general, you can refer back to them and think, oh, irony means this, allusion means this, or whatever. And so then that will help you and give you more depth. And so I would say take notes, time management, prioritizing. Most teachers understand that because AP language is going to be towards your top of your priority list because of what it is and what's being asked and what's on the line. For me personally, I had to miss one of Miss Dahl's classes because it overlapped in the time I would be taking from an AP class with Miss Dahl. And so she was really understanding about that when I told her at the beginning of the school year that I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to attend most of these live classes because I'll be in Miss Dahl's class. And so she was totally understanding about that. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, of course, go to your AP class. I watched the recording later. And so I thank her for that. Most teachers will understand that they would rather have you go to your AP class and have you watch the recording in like an elective or another class rather than you miss like information on that class and go to theirs. And like they're recorded for a reason, so you can always refer back to them either or. But I would say focus more on your AP class because it's more vigorous. You're going to probably ask more questions, and the more questions you ask and being there live helps you when you're on your own. And so yeah, so take notes, go to Class Connects, prioritize time management. Those are the tips I would say help me a lot. A planner, I don't know, like I kept a planner, but I don't know if you would like to. So, but also make sure like you're having fun. Like it's odd to say when you're taking like school, like most people don't like it, but have fun, because when you're too stuck of like making sure like everything's perfect or like you're stressed out, it's going to affect your writing. When you're having more fun, it's more flowing and it's like less of a burden on you. And so don't stress out too much. Yeah, it's going to have like some anxiety on you or like stress because of what like a lot of work or something's hard for you. But at the end of the day, don't make it too stressed out to the point like you want to tear your hair out. It's school, it's like fun, and it's not too bad. Also, the grade, it's on a 5-point scale. So like if you get a B, it's an A on a 4-point scale. So it doesn't affect your GPA if you get a B on it. You still get an A technically. And if you get an A actually on the 5-point scale in the class, it's like extra credit. So it's not like you don't need to worry about failing too much. So don't worry about failing or being not good enough. Your writing will definitely help and improve over the course. And also improve your confidence in your writing and capability of reading comprehension. So don't let any of that scare you. I would say go for it. Take the challenge of this class. You're gonna love it. I love Miss Dahl. My classmates in this class are amazing. We bounce back ideas off each other all the time. And so yeah, don't let this stop you. Go for it. Why not? If you're curious about AP, take it. What do you have to lose?